Yeah, let's do a mole to mass problem. So we are going to do the same thing. First, we balance the equation, and then we're going to figure out what the mole ratios are, and then we're going to answer 4 questions. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, I get to record the coughs in my video. That's amazing. All right. It doesn't even matter what they're saying here. We can just look here. What elements do we have? And remember, if you're not sure, is that, you know, what is that? What is this? It's more likely to be aluminum and chlorine than it is to be, I don't even know. There isn't even an element that is just an A. So if I were to look on here and look for like what element is A by itself, there isn't one. There's aluminum. There is C by itself and I by itself, but those almost never go together, so this is chlorine. All right, so we have aluminum and we have chlorine. Also, it tells you this here and here. Aluminum, chlorine. Okay, how many do we have? No subscript, so there's 1. Subscript 2, there's 2. No subscript on the aluminum, there's 1. Subscript of 3 on the chlorine, there's 3. All right, so the aluminums are fine. We got 1 on each side, but the chlorines are not balanced. There's 2 and 3. So we look at the least common multiple between 2 and 3. Do you guys remember what that means? Least common multiple, LCM. If we go through our times tables between 2 and 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, etc. What is the first one they have in common? 6. So 6 can be divided by 2, 6 can be divided by 3. So I'm going to need 6 chlorines on each side. If I put a 3 here, 3 times 2 is 6. If I put a 2 here, 2 times 3 is also 6. That balances my chlorines. I disrupted my aluminums. Now I have 2 aluminums here, but I can just put a 2 here, and that gives me a balanced equation. Okay, so 2 moles of aluminum. Oh, there's a clue. See? That's how I know there should be a 2 there. 2 moles of aluminum will react with how many moles of chlorine? This number here, 3. To produce how many moles of aluminum chloride? This number here, 2. So it's a 2 to 3 to 2 ratio, a 2 to 3 to 2 ratio. And I can go aluminum to chlorine, aluminum to aluminum chloride, chlorine to aluminum chloride, right? I can compare any 2, right? So now I'm gonna go to question number C, question letter C. Move this up just a little bit. And how many grams of aluminum chloride, AlCl3? Okay, that's what I want to know. So my answer is going to be in grams of aluminum chloride, AlCl3. You can't even see that. Let's see, move it just a little bit. That'll work. Okay. And we're starting with 2.5 moles of Al. So Al, we have, let me rewrite that. My brain just went backwards for a second. All right, 2.5 moles of Al. So if I have 2.5 moles of aluminum, how many grams of aluminum chloride can I make? Again, if I'm a chemist in a lab, I'm given this assignment to do. Here's 2.5 moles of aluminum. Go make some aluminum chloride. How much am I gonna make? I'm gonna do this math to figure it out. Okay, so first, maybe I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I know I'm gonna put moles of aluminum on the bottom. I think I'm gonna run out of space. Go back a little bit. Okay, moles of aluminum, because it's going to be a 2-step process, I can see. And I need to switch from talking about aluminum to talking about aluminum chloride. So to make that switch, I'm gonna go mole to mole, AlCl3. Okay, that's the only way to switch between talking about one substance to another substance. You need to use the mole to mole ratio. Then I'm gonna go back here. If I have 2 moles of aluminum, I'm gonna make 2 moles of aluminum chloride. It's a 2-to-2 ratio, right? Going back to your balanced equation, it's a 2-to-2 ratio. But I wanna know grams. So I'm gonna do one more step. I wanna get rid of moles of AlCl3. And I wanna talk about grams of AlCl3. And we need to go back to the molar mass. So we talked about molar mass back before spring break. How do we figure it out? Okay, and I'll do that up here since I have some space. So the molar mass of AlCl3 is adding up the mass of aluminum, which is this number here, 26.98, and 3 times the mass of chlorine, because there's 3 chlorines. All right, so 26.98 plus 3 times the mass of chlorine, 35.45. So I'm getting this 3 from here. This one doesn't have to multiply with anything because there's just one of them. So whatever that is, heck if I know, I don't do that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna multiply 3 times 35.45 first, and then add to that 26.98, and that's 133.33, and that's grams per mole. So that means I have 133.33 grams for every 1 mole of AlCl3. Is that one coming back to you now? So to get the molar mass of anything, you just add up the weight of every atom. There's 3 chlorines. Every chlorine is 35.45. You multiply that times 3. Every aluminum atom is 26.98. And you just math that out to get this number here. All right, we are ready to come up with an answer, but we need to get rid of our, let's cross cancel, make this easier. So moles of aluminum chloride, whoops, I was gonna, yeah, that's gonna cancel out here. Moles of aluminum is gonna cancel out there. We have 2/2, that cancels. So all I have to do is multiply 2.5 times 133.33. And when I do that, 133.33 times 2.5. And 333.3. Round it to the nearest tenth. I'm going to leave the rest for the sub.